Hey there, everybody. Are you guys feeling down because the Epstein files are awful and you feel like there's nothing you can do about it? Well, fret not. I'm here to tell you there are lots of things you can do about it. One thing you can do about it is never stop talking about it, because that's the one thing they want you to do. Another thing you can do is call on this guy, U.S. Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, to resign. Howard Lutnick, or what I like to call him Howard Licknuts, used to be Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor in New York. Because Licknuts had such close proximity to Epstein, many people have asked him, hey, did you ever hang out with Jeffrey? And several months ago, this is what he said.
All right, so we are in number 11, and he lives in number 9.
Right.
So we renovate, we buy our house, and our house is pigeons and mice.
Right.
Okay, it was derelict.
Right.
So we rebuild our house. We move in 2005. Okay, Jeffrey Epstein is arrested in like 08, I think, or something.
Right. Right.
So knock on the door. His assistant on like a Saturday says, Mr. Epstein, your neighbor would like to invite you over for coffee. So my wife and I go next door. We walk 7 steps,
Yes.
right, to the next house for coffee. We share a wall.
Right.
So it's in New York City. So he invites us in. We have coffee in this, and he says, do you want a tour? We said, great. He's
Interesting.
got a really big house.
Every room you went into?
He's got, well, I'll tell you. So his house is like super big, really wide. And so he gives me a tour in the living room, big living room. And then across from it is double doors. I assume it's the dining room.
Yeah.
And he opens the door, and there's a massage table in the middle of the room.
Ooh.
And candles all around and stuff. So I ask very insightful, cutting questions. I say to him, massage table in the middle of your house? How often do you have a massage? And he says, every day. And then he gets weirdly close to me.
Ooh.
And he says, and the right kind of massage.
Ooh.
Now my wife is standing here. So she looks at me and I look at her and we say, I'm sorry, we have to go. And we left. And in the 6 or 8 steps it takes to get from his house to my house, my wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again. So I was never in the room with him socially, for business, or even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross.
Wow! What an incredibly detailed story you got there, Mr. Licknuts. It's a damn shame it's all lies! You're a liar, Licknuts! A liar!
I did have lunch with him as I was on a boat going across on a family vacation.
Here's an email that shows Howard Lutnick asking Jeffrey Epstein if he can visit him at the island with his family.
My wife was with me, as were my 4 children and nannies. I had another couple they were there as well with their children, and we had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children, with my nannies and my wife, all together. We were on family vacation. We were not apart. To suggest there was anything untoward about that in 2012, I don't recall why we did it, but
Mr. Secretary.
Damn, Howard, you brought all the nannies? Tell me, did you bring the one that you tried to set up with Epstein? Also, Licknuts and Epstein started a company together.
my wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again. So I was never in the room with him socially, for business, or even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop fucking lying.
There seems to be accountability all over the world for people having any association with Jeffrey Epstein, except for here in America. For the love of God, in Norway, the crown princess is probably not even going to be queen because she was associated with Jeffrey Epstein. In the UK, Prime Minister Keir Starmer might have to resign because he appointed a dude who was buddies with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, for the love of God, the Andrew, formerly known as Prince, is now just Randy Andy Mountbatten. They're cleaning house over there across the pond. Why aren't we doing that here? We should be doing that here. Now, here in America, we all know the dude that should resign over their ties to Epstein is this creep on the right, but we all know he's not going anywhere. So I think the next best thing is old Licknuts right here. We should all be calling on Howard Lutnick to resign from the Trump administration in disgrace over his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. And if you agree, please share this, repost this, whatever. Fuck these people. This is how we win. By blowing up their spot and telling them to fuck off.